No. No. Russo. Ah, can't believe they did that. No, I can. I can believe they did that. Um, you take a guy in the first two episodes, you hate him. He's a dick. You don't like him at all. You think he might be crooked. And then episode 3 and 4, you kind of start to like him a little bit. By episode 5, he's one of your favorite characters in the show. And at the end of episode 5, they kill him off. Ah, what great character development, though. Like, it worked. It worked. You know, they got us to care about this dude. They got us to like this character, root for this character, and then it pulls on the heartstrings when they take him away. And it gives the special investigators that much more reason to be extremely vicious when they take out the bad guys. Yeah, man, I think this was a great episode. This was a great episode. It had a fantastic mix of like detectives working the crime, finding out new things, interrogation, and a whole lot of action as well. It was pretty half and half, pretty even. And I like that. I like that blend. Like, that is what Jack Reacher is for me. It's a blend of like detective story mixed with action film, right? Like that's what it is. And when you get all of that in one episode, you can't beat it. Cannot beat that. Um, let's just go through it here. So at the end of last episode, you know, the building blows up, and everyone thinks Swan is dirty, and he's the one behind a lot of this stuff. He's signing off on a lot of this stuff that's going on. And so in this episode, the investigators actually, they track down Marlo Burns, who is that lady from New Age who sent them into an ambush, right? They track her down, capture, interrogate her, and we get a whole lot of info. Most importantly, probably, that Tony Swan does not seem to be on the wrong side in this. Turns out he's probably doing anything he's doing, if he's doing it at all, if he's even still alive, he's doing these things under duress. Because Tony Swan was the one who found out that there was some crooked shit going on at New Age, reported it to Marlo Burns, and she said, "Oh, we'll go tell the head of security." Not smart, right? When the T-1000 is the head of security. So he tells the head of security, and the next day he disappears. And Langston pays Marlo a bunch of hush money, and at the same time says, if you go public with this, if you tell anyone about this, I'll kill you and your daughter, in a very vicious, disgusting way. So, guess Marlo's not so bad either, really. Like, she's literally just trying to save herself and her daughter, but didn't realize she was sending them into an ambush. Has no idea what happened to Tony Swan. It's crazy. A lot of things got flipped in this episode. And like I said, you know, just really starting to like Russo. When he goes and confronts his captain or the chief of police or whatever, and stands up to him in his own house. And then when the guy tries to offer him in on the deal, basically says, fuck off. But yeah, Russo's like fully on the team in this episode, and I love it. I love it. Man, I wish he was. I wish we got more of him. I want a spin-off show about this character. Give me a prequel about Russo's adventures in the NYPD. Anyway, still can't believe they did that. So they end up setting up this like fake meetup between Marlo and Langston. I think Langston already kind of knows something is up. He's probably going to kill her when he gets there. I mean, that's what he's been doing this whole time, tying up loose ends, killing anybody involved, whether they were on his side or not. If they knew anything, he was taking them out. So they set up this meet, and basically they're probably going to kill her, but the special investigators are there to ambush them. But it's like a ton of dudes in an SUV with automatic weapons. So it's a crazy shootout. As I said, plenty of great action in this episode. Awesome shootout at the rail yard. Reacher takes out the bad guys one by one, while the rest of the special investigators go off to help Russo, who's being attacked by someone else. Probably, probably the same people, but being sent because his chief went to Langston and said, hey, we need to take this guy out, or hey, this guy knows too much. So there's a shootout going on with Russo. There's a shootout going on with the special investigators at the rail yard. Reacher stays behind, takes everyone out except for Langston, and then Langston gets saved last minute by a helicopter. Helicopter swoops in, picks him up, and Langston lives to see another day. I think his days are numbered, though. I think his episodes are numbered to about 2, because that's how many are left in the series. I was glad that they gave us that info about Tony Swan, and that he's likely not dirty. Unless a lot of this stuff was made up, and there is a big twist, and Swan really is dirty, but I don't think so. This is how it played out in the book. I didn't want to say anything earlier, but this is exactly what it was in the book. He found out too much. He found out there was some crooked stuff going on at New Age, and that is why he disappeared. I don't want to go any further with that, though. So we will see how this all unfolds. Like I said, a lot of times they change things anyway from the book, so I'm not going to tell you something that's, may not even happen. But great episode. Like I said, that final scene, and Nagley, yeah, that's right, Nagley, not Neely, Nagley takes his hand, and if you know anything about Nagley, it was a big part of the book, and they've mentioned it several times in the series. She does not like to be touched. She does not like to touch people. She doesn't like contact with other human beings. We don't exactly know why yet. It may be revealed later. It was in the books, I believe. But she doesn't like to be touched. I mean, it is like a serious aversion to touch. But she brings herself to take his hand as he's dying, as Russo's dying in the street, after, giving his life to save this teenage girl, Marlowe's daughter. Just proving the genuine hero that he was. And I love that. If you're going to take him out, take him out in a heroic manner, in a blaze of glory, right? In a hail of gunfire, being the hero. I loved it. I loved the whole episode. I thought it was great. One of the better episodes. I'd say episode 4 and episode 6 are probably my favorites so far. And I'd love to hear what you guys think. Were you coming around on Russo? I mean, that was the goal, right? That's what the writers were trying to do. But maybe some of you just didn't like him. But let me know what you think about all this, the way things are playing out. Do you think anyone's dirty in the special investigators? Like, is Dixon just a little too friendly with Reacher, trying to take his mind off of things all the time, right in the middle of very important stuff? Probably not. But, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do in this series? Like I said, I'd love to hear what you guys think. I love talking Reacher. Reach out in the comments below. You can hit me up on social media at Real Brett Scott, pretty much everywhere. Brett Scott on Facebook. And love talking this stuff. So please do reach out. And if you are into Reacher, if you're into the Reacher books, the TV series, just news about the books or TV series, anything, subscribe to the channel because I talk a lot of Reacher on this channel. It's not all I talk. I do a lot of entertainment and pop culture stuff. But if there's any Reacher news, I'm talking about it. So if you're into that, please stick around. If you do decide to stick around, then I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks.